gratitude. In the attention to the perfection in gratitude, we allow our attention to fall, to surrender deeply into that perfection, to be bathed and rest in the undulations of the perfect wave, infinitely washing our awareness with a sensation of peace and appreciation for all of our experiences. In that attention, we are not cherry-picking the parts that we want to be in perfection or choosing gratitude as a means of gain or influencing creation. The gratitude is an explosion of purity and grace from the core. Our willingness to surrender to Christ consciousness is always met with loving embrace. We can paint any picture we like of what this is. The space is constant, everlasting, and beyond what we like to or strive to know in our human capacity. We are gently and humbly conceiving and exploring the edges of the experience of consciousness, knowing that we might not have an understanding of that perfection. In awe of the divine crystal child with all of the potential perfection, cracking open the husk of the seed to move that stem towards the infinite river, sustained and rooted in love. Somewhere deep inside that space where God permeates everything, we can truly feel humbled in the perfection and totality of that creation. Gratitude is the unifier in communion. It is not just the obvious and the bright notes that attract our attention that we are applying into the gratitude. We begin to notice as we surrender and allow our noticing to fall in the smaller and smaller things, tiniest and seemingly insignificant things as little morsels become the nutritional reservoir of gratitude. There are so many pieces that get put into place. The enormity of synchronicities and the signs, most of which we find are lost, can come back, the stillness. And we see how one thing leads into another, into another, into another, and there is this domino and cascade of perfection. Perfect dance of creation that brings our attention to the beauty of our experience, how we experience it, how we create that space, even in the tsunamis and the tornadoes and storms of birthing, that stable realization back to what we are. Really are the creators, guardians and custodians of our Christed flow. Even from the deepest parts of our energy that we are unaware of, we are creating. Sometimes it takes time to filter through the outer space and the beings that we are sharing our creation with. Sometimes it is uncomfortable, squirmy, painful, but it is still perfection in the landscape of our chosen learning and soul growth as instigators of that creation. We reject and deny the painful, the violations, the helplessness, loneliness and grief of becoming body, man, woman, label, and dancing in the containers of relations created in that physical. In history, in time, in spaces of perceived attachments and loss, this has been our ocean. And it is an illusion, yet it is also real to our reality. We can feel ungrateful in the space of the wound and in the sensations which arise and keep us bound. These spaces are the fences which contain our attention and place gratitude outside, where it exists infinitely in the presence of God, witnessing in timeless gaze, hand in hand, the uncontainable aspects of our creation. Light as a feather into the waters, with gentle step and reverence for our body, for earth and the dimensional energy that streams, ready to ignite every single resistance and restless breath into easement. We begin to love ourselves deeply, truly, really unconditionally. And then coming up into the conditional love and choosing to experience that as perfection. Also knowing that in gratitude it is more likely to dissolve and lean back into the unconditional space of God, to be deeply received into the vastness and spaciousness we are. The outer reflects the inner, and the inner reflects the outer, each one, each other. We are growing into being compassionate and kind, recognizing each piece with reverence of the perfection and the expansion this simple tension affords.